Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
Fruits have developed in all shapes and sizes in nature due to animals' preference for the sweet taste. To all this diversity, humans have contributed the most. Not only did we prefer plants that made sugary fruits, but we also started growing our own fruits and even altering them, sometimes with insanely expensive results. Stay tuned through the video to learn what are the 10 most expensive fruits in the world. You'll be surprised. Number 10. Buddha-shaped pears. Compared to the squared watermelon, the Buddha-shaped pear is merely a bargain at only $9. It may seem a lot, but can you see those details? The resemblance is uncanny. Just how exactly did we manage to make pears shaped like little Buddhas, folded arms and meditative smile included? The achievement belongs to a Chinese company called Fruit Mold Company that creates plastic molds for altering fruit shapes. Yes, it's not only square watermelons and Buddha pears out there, although they are some of the more eccentric and popular shapes. I can see why. The Buddha pear is just irresistible, even if I almost didn't want to eat it. However, there may be a problem behind the trend of shaping fruits, and that's the large quantity of food waste it creates. Fruits that don't grow as expected are often tossed away. That's not a very sustainable practice when you think of how factors such as growing population and climate change are affecting our planet. Number 9. Cupola. As far as expensive fruits go, this next one may just be worth all the money. The Cupola, native to the Amazon rainforest, is a unique blend of chocolate, melon and pineapple taste. What? We can have them all in one fruit? It seems so. But that's not all that you'll get. The Cupola has multiple health and beauty benefits. Its seeds can be pressed to extract a nutritious fatty oil to be used for cooking, as well as an add-on to cosmetic products. The Cupola butter has a very low melting point, allowing it to easily soften on the skin as it's applied. It's also very rich in flavonoid antioxidants that can help the body fight off stress, inflammation and obesity. As expected, the unique Brazilian fruit comes with a spicy price. The whole thing can cost around $250. Number 8. Sato Nishiki. When it comes to cherries, some would say they already are the perfect fruit. But there's a particular type of cherry, the Sato Nishiki, that was made to rule them all. Grown in a single area in Japan, the Yamagata Prefecture, the Sato Nishiki are special due to their perfect balance between sweet and sour, as well as their deep ruby red color. If anything, they look more like tomatoes than cherries. Over time, the Sato Nishiki gained an excellent reputation, but when their cultivation first started, results were less than impressive, as they were easily cracked by rainfall. With the introduction of plastic sheet-covered houses, rain didn't pose a problem anymore, leading to the world's most expensive cherry. Today, the Sato Nishiki is sold in 300-gram boxes at the impressive price of $350. Would any of you watching be willing to try one? Number 7. Ruby Roman grapes. To add yet another fruit on our collector's list, let's take a look at the world's most expensive grapes. You know, just in case. I always said that if I ever became a millionaire, I'd spend most of my money on food, so this is precious information. The ruby red grapes were first sold in 2008 and have become a hit since then. They were created in Ishikawa, Japan, building on the trend of luxury food offered as business gifts or at special occasions. In 2019, the grapes sold at the exorbitant record price of $11,000 for 24 pieces. Why are the grapes so expensive in the first place? One thing that sets them apart is the sugar content, which has to be at least 18%. Another strict standard is that each grape must weigh over 30 grams. One can imagine how much effort goes into making such a particular type of grape. Number 6. Art banana. So far we've talked of fruit as food. What if we discussed fruit as art? Thank you, 21st Century, for making this conversation possible. Just recently, one contemporary artist's daring move to use a banana as a central art piece made headlines on the internet. Yes, the most talked about art piece of 2019 was a banana. More precisely, a banana was duct taped to the wall and sold as an art piece by artist Mauricio Catalan for no less than $120,000 at a gallery in Miami Beach. This was not the first extravagance from the artist, who previously installed a $6 million 18-karat gold toilet. By all measurements, his banana-centered artwork was a success. A fellow artist claimed he was utterly inspired after causing outrage for eating it from the wall. That seems like one expensive meal. Number 5. Mango Egg of the Sun. At this point you may think you've heard it all. Enters the mango egg of the sun, a fruit that sounds like a cult, and it's not that far from being one. Two of the most expensive mangoes in the world sold at the record price of $3,744 back in 2017. Okay, I get it. It's the extra care that goes into the cultivation, isn't it? As you may have guessed, the process of growing an egg of the sun is far from simple. Japanese farmers growing them in the Miyazaki prefecture surround each mango with a net in order to allow sunlight to hit the skin of the fruit at every angle. Apart from giving the fruit a uniform ruby red color, the net protects it as it falls from the tree when it's optimally ripe. That's another differentiating point, as most other mango varieties are manually harvested before they're ripe. The mango egg of the sun is another result of Japan's gift-giving culture, which is why they're also meticulously packaged in glass cases and sold in luxury fruit stores. I know I'd be impressed. Number 4. The perfect king melon. Among all the luxury gifts sold in Japan, melons are by far the most serious business, with multiple varieties available. As we've seen, farmers are competing with each other to create the perfect watermelon. But it's a melon that holds the record price, with $24,500. The perfect king melon made the town of Yubari famous, even as 90% of its population left the city in the early 2000s because of a financial crisis. The business of melons, however, remained the town's signature. So what makes king melons so perfect? The variety is a mix of two melon cultivars grown in the same planter in climate-controlled greenhouses, but the secret lies in the extra care applied to each melon. Every day, growers wipe the fruit clean while it's still attached, often with no other fruit in its vicinity. They also apply paper hats to prevent the sunlight from spoiling the fruit. Finally, the selection process is just as rigorous. Farmers inspect the fruit by tapping and listening to the sound it makes, hoping for a low, deep sound. Then they check the sweet fragrance and the rind of the fruit, which should resemble the lacing of embroidery. Only the melons that check all these requirements are labeled as perfect king melons. Number 3. Square watermelon. Watermelons are mostly enjoyed during the summertime for their sweet and refreshing taste. That is just what we need to fight the heat. But what you may not know is that watermelons are also sold for their unique square shape. Wait, a square watermelon? Nope, it's not a mistake. Rubik's Cube-shaped watermelons are indeed a thing. It started in Japan in the 1970s, but has more recently become a novelty item in other parts of the world. And like all innovative and rare things, the squared watermelon comes with a hefty price. Today you can buy them for the average price of $100, although some get to $200. Alright, but why? It seems that the whole process is very labor-intensive, requiring special agricultural practices and equipment. To make the square shape, the watermelon is placed in square-shaped molds and is constantly monitored to ensure perfectly vertical stripes. The rich apparently appreciate these fruits for their uniqueness and give them out as business presents. The only downside? They rarely taste good, since they're often harvested before they are ripe. If you're thinking that this disqualifies the square watermelon altogether, we couldn't agree more. Number 2. Japanese white strawberries. Japan is quite familiar with growing unusual fruits and selling them for exorbitant prices. The white strawberry makes no exception, but it may be a more successful project than others. Yes, I'm thinking of you, square watermelon. Even if it doesn't sound like an intuitively smart choice, the white strawberry has been deemed an interesting alternative to the red juicy ones. The white jewel was created by a single grower, Tejima-san, who crossbred different varieties and radically limited their exposure to sunlight. Even with all the effort, only 10% of all strawberries grown this way remain white through the whole process. However, the result is not your average strawberry in color, size, or taste. For one, they are gigantic strawberries, 3 times as large as the regular ones. They're also said to taste a bit different, a bit like pineapple and definitely very sugary. As a cherry on top, they're packaged individually in a covered setting, hinting more towards a piece of jewelry than a fruit. The price isn't your average one either. White strawberries are sold at $10 a piece. Would you risk it? Let us know in the comments below. Number 1. Sookie watermelon. You may have been shocked by the price of the square watermelon, but that's nothing compared to the world's most expensive watermelon. Sold at the incredible record price of $6,000, the Sookie is like the Bugatti of the watermelon world. What makes it so exclusive? Sookie watermelons are grown only on an island in, you guessed it, Japan. A limited number are produced each year and sold at the market as well as organized auctions, which is where their prices go through the roof. The difference lies in the sweetness and crunchiness of the watermelon, both of which are exceptional with Sookie watermelons. Well, that's what they say. I know I'm curious. So there you have it, the top 10 most expensive fruits in the world. What was your favorite? Would you pay the market price for it? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.